Welcome back. Today I have this new 2025. This is the M3 Competition. One of the most aggressive and the most powerful M3s you can buy right now. And starting with this front design, this is just phenomenal. We do have this really aggressive front design. However, I'm gonna be honest, I usually really didn't like the old BMW grills, but I think in this case, BMW did a really good job with that thing. And of course, we do have these LED headlights. And the thing I really like about them is we do have LED DRLs right over here. They look really aggressive. But we also have something else which is called a leveling light. So like once you're going on the road, let's say the vehicle is like this, the headlight will compensate for that by doing the beam topwards. So basically your headlights will stay level all the time. It doesn't matter how it is. We do have real functioning air vents right over here to cool your massive brakes. Real functional air vents going all the way through. I really do like this blacked out grille. We do have our M3 Competition also, which is also blacked out, and it does say Competition. We do have these 19-inch blacked out rims. The design is amazing. We do have carbon ceramic brakes. They all say M on them. And of course, we do have real functioning aero light going around the side of your mirror. Our blacked out paneling. And this green paint is amazing. And then in the back, we do have this small spoiler. I wish it was carbon fiber. It's not carbon fiber though, but it still does match up with everything else really nicely. And of course, we do have these LED taillights in the back and our blacked out M3 badge with the Competition on it. And we do have quad exhaust. What you just heard was the 6-cylinder inline twin-turbo engine, which made 503 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. And getting 503 horsepower from an inline-six is kind of insane, because this level, we're making as much power as some V8s make, even more than some V8s. And then of course, this is paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission. And then we also have the 6-speed manual transmission option available as well. But that's an option. Right now, this has the 8-speed automatic transmission. And of course, if you do go for the all-wheel drive version with the xDrive, then you get 523 horsepower, which is also really cool. 0 to 60 time is 3.8 seconds, but if you have the xDrive all-wheel drive variant, that will give you 3.4 seconds. Before we move on, I would really like to thank Go Luxury Auto Group. They're here in downtown Dallas, Texas. They do have one of the massive selection of luxury vehicles, including BMW's M3 Competition, AMG GTs, Porsches, Audis, you name it, and they have it. And they actually have a really good discount going on right now. So if you're interested in purchasing any vehicle, including this M3, so please do check them out. Of course, we do get keyless entry. This interior is amazing, top-notch quality. And then in my opinion, this is a really big upgrade compared to the old version. I mean, some people will still prefer the analog gauge cluster, but me personally, I like this way better. And of course, this vehicle is push start, and I really do like the positioning of the engine start stop. It's an all red to give it the more sportier trim. And there you go, you can hear the crackles of that inline 6-cylinder engine, which is amazing. So first, we're gonna start with the quality of this interior, how it handles up and everything. The interior is amazing. We do have all soft touch leather going all the way through. There's no creaks. However, we do have some lot of weak plastic trimming going on the underside. However, the rest is all soft touch. Of course, this isn't anything like the 5 Series or the 7 Series, but this interior is still amazing. We do have these really nice ambient lighting going throughout the dash in a traditional BMW designing, and they're also really good. The other thing I like is we do have these sport bucket seats, and the M3 badge is lighted up right on top of the seat. That looks really nice touch. And just like the old ones, we do have our 3 M colors, our red and the dark blue and the light blue on the seat belt stitched in. It gives it a nice touch. And then starting with the steering wheel right over here is amazing. It's all leather wrapped, and it's also heated. However, the one thing I did notice is not power at all. So we have to do it the old way by moving the lever over here in order to adjust the steering wheel. And of course, we do have our different M2 modes and our M1 mode. And the M2 mode is like the most aggressive one. Well, we have to press it once, and there you go. Everything goes into Sport Plus. The engine sound gets a little bit better here. The light crackles now, which you usually don't hear if it's in normal mode. Like right now, everything's in efficient and comfort mode. And of course, we do have a head-up display as well. But of course, you guys can't see it through the camera. It's like a really customizable, really nice head-up display. The only thing I really don't like is the way these vehicles put the head-up display controls embedded into the infotainment system. Yes, it does give you more controls, but at the same time, if you're driving the vehicles, you like really don't have that much opportunity to go in there and change it. Unlike GM in their Cadillacs and their Corvettes and stuff, they like just put these controls right over here for the head-up display. And I don't even have to look at them either. They're like really easy to use. I can just do it while I'm driving the vehicle. So starting with this driver display right here over here, we do have a little bit of a customization to as well, where I can do this using these controls on the steering wheel. So for example, I will press this once, and right now it's in the navigation, so it's bringing up the navigation in the middle. I can adjust it to my mode selectors. And then also the one thing I really do like is their live torque and their horsepower. So I'm going to floor it a little bit. There you go. You can see that torque and the horsepower jumping all the way up. That's a really nice touch. And then with this steering wheel control right over here, we also do have paddle shifters over here. Unfortunately, I really wish they were a little bit higher quality metal ones, but unfortunately they're plastic. They still do feel really solid. And then it's right over here in the center, we have this really nice trimming going all the way through. I did wish it was a little bit carbon fiber because it kind of feels cheap. Of course, our ambient lighting going all the way through. We do have 2 air vents right over here, and then more controls for the radio volume and our audio system, our flasher lights, and that kind of stuff. So this infotainment system, it is basically running the BMW's newest one that they have in their other vehicles, like the 7 series and stuff. But in that, we do have basically what they call motion control, where I can just like swipe the finger right over here, and then it will automatically change it right over here. Unfortunately, we don't get that system in the M3. However, it's still really easy to use and really nice. We do have some kind of just like your phone. Let's say I'm in a hurry, I can just pull this like this, and it will give me a little bit of controls to view the vehicle, change the displays, and if I press over here, that will give me control to also adjust our instrument cluster, and of course our different modes, where it will change how it looks in M mode and sport mode. And of course we can change all of the content that we want. I like to wish we did have that control on the instrument cluster on itself, so it'll be easier to adjust it while you're driving the vehicle. Other than that, it's really easy. We like basically have 0 lag, and of course we can adjust our climate right over here. Also for our heated vented seats, to adjust the airflow and all that stuff. So that's also all going to the infotainment system. We have no physical controls for these. And of course, we do have built-in navigation. Once again, really smooth and really easy to use. And of course, we do have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Of course, we can adjust everything else from our personal assistants. And they also have a thing called live vehicles. Since I have both of my doors open, it is showing that both of the doors is open. I can press anything I want basically, and kind of just see what the issue is, what's going on. Now it's gonna bring everything up for my headlights. And the other thing is, this thing does has a built-in owner's manual as well. So if you do need any assistance, any help about the headlights, let's say I can just press on there and go to general information, and there you go. It's going to bring up the whole list of all the information and everything. So once again, really nice infotainment system, really easy to use. The only issue I have is they could have just basically made the HVAC controls physical. Here we do have 2 cup holders, a USB-C USB-A port, and then as well as a lighter plug. We do have a wireless charging pad right over here where I can just put the phone. It just needs to be lined perfectly. Yes, there you go, it's charging now. And then right down here below, we still do have the same type of material that we have throughout the dash. And I really do like this gear shifter design. We do have a LED light right in here, so it does look really good at night. And it does say M on top of it with our red stitching going around it. And basically, you need to drive it and to put it to reserve. So now it's in park, and if I want to put it into reverse, I'm going to do this and to put it in top. Now it's in reverse. It will bring up the rear view camera. And of course, this vehicle does have the 360-degree camera. However, I have that door open, so it's not showing that. We do have backup assistance and all that 3D mode and all that stuff. And of course, we do have a car wash mode as well, which is kind of nice. And here I can go through all of these settings and everything. And in order to put it into park, I just press this. There you go, it's in park. And in order to put it into drive, I just do this. If I just do it once, this means I'm in drive. If I do it one more time, this means I'm in sport mode. So now I have to shift the gears using the paddle shifters right over here. Or I can also shift them using this, like this, on both sides. That will also shift the gears as well for me. And of course, we do have our electronic parking brake controller over here. And we do have auto hold. And the other thing I like is we do have an exhaust button. If I press it, there you go, you can like start hearing the growls of the engine. If I want it off, I just press it one more time. It's off now. And I have a little bit of room in the center console. One USB-C port right over here. So starting with the rear seats, of course I'm 6 feet. I still have quite a decent amount of headroom. Really good amount of headroom in the back. Once again, we do have the same amount of ambient lighting in the back. Really nice soft touch material going all the way through. We do have 2 air vents right over here, and our controls to adjust them. We do have 2 USB-C ports for charging. We do have a decent amount of room in our rear trunk, so at the end of the day, this vehicle is still fully practical, and we have more storage space right over here on both sides. This vehicle actually worth 100K. We do have different options here. We do have, of course, we have the AMG, the C, and then we also do have the Cadillac CT4V Blackwing that has the 3.6 liter twin turbo V6. The thing is, that thing, it makes a little bit less horsepower. That makes 475 compared to 503 in this M3 Competition. So BMW just nailed it with this one, and I think this one is the best option. And also this interior looks way better than a Cadillac. Of course, we do have these heated vented seats and everything. So if I would have the money, I do want a small mid-size sedan for like performance, and this one is the one to go. If you guys did enjoy this video, please do like, subscribe, and share, and please do follow for more car content.